Hello, drum skill and drummer friends. It's Alan here. Hope everybody's keeping well. Right, we are in the Rock School Grade 1 Talk Through series, and we are now at Munky Fusic. Just remember that all the playthroughs are on my channel, and you can watch those to hear me play through the whole piece at the correct tempo with the backing track, and hopefully that helps you too. But this little talk through is meant to help you with those as well. So we are in Munky Fusic on page 50 of the Rock School Grade 1 syllabus book from 2018. All right. So we are going to look at section B to start with. We're not going to go straight into the start. We're going to look at section B, because it's section B. Let's get a tempo. What's about that there? Okay, it's not too fast. So section B, we've got this. 4 and little cha-cha at the end. However, the main rhythm there is what we sometimes refer to as a rock samba. I actually have a little lesson on my site, little break, what I call break time lesson, which is a short free lesson on my YouTube channel, and we do a rock samba. That's basically what that is, because the samba pattern has what we call an ostinato, a repeated pattern on the bass drum, which is the same as what we have here. Okay, proper samba would probably be a little bit faster. In fact, would be a bit faster than that. But we can use that rhythm when we're playing this style. And actually, that's a good way to think about it, because sometimes we sort of feel that we're just working through pieces. Try not to think that way. Try to think I'm working on particular styles. I'm developing my technique that I can then use on my favorite song or other songs that I want to work on. Okay. So section B essentially is a rock samba, and generally speaking, we're playing through and using that rhythm as we go. A little bit of a change at the bottom there. It gets a bit busier on the bass drum, adds to the kind of the funky groove. This style of music here and this here is real funk. Okay, now we're up at the top of the page, another bar of our rock samba, and then we're going to change it a little bit. There's a little bit of a transition. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Okay, and then we're into the last bar at the top of the page of Munky Fusic. That's bar 13. And we're going to change the pattern to more of a kind of a 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, because I think the music changes to go with that. And that's the change in the little pattern there with that, and that takes us to the bar before C. Okay, so we've got a fill. So there's a few bars in this piece that you maybe need to spend a little bit of time on just to get them right. Fill bars and little transition bars and things like that. So this is one of those. All right, we're going to play. I'm going to do it slowly. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so the first half, 1 and 2 and. You know, split it down the middle. And then 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And always try to play your fills using alternate single sticks to start with. Just get used to waking up your weak hand. If you're right-handed like me, my weak hand is my left hand. If you're left-handed, it'll be the opposite to that if you're playing a left-handed kit, okay? But so that's how we do that. Split that down the middle. Practice the first half, second half separately. Then bring them together and play the whole bar. All right, so a little semi-brief rest up above that tells us not to touch any cymbals. Take 4 beats rest on the cymbals. All right, so that's section B. We are now going to go to the start, section A, and we've got this real funky introduction. 1 and 3. 1 and 3 and 4. Okay, so just watch out for that. And 4, not 4 and, not a cha-cha, the way that it is at the bottom of the page there in bar 8. Okay, this is and 4 because it finishes on a crotchet. If a bar finishes on a crotchet, that has to be beat 4, doesn't it? If we're in 4/4 time. All right, then another bar of that. Boom. Bum, bum. And then we've got our fill here. So we're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's count our quavers as we play it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. Keep that bass drum going. 4 to the floor. We're discussing that in one of the other pieces. And again, it was kind of hip-hop, funk style. 4 to the floor really drives it along. That's our little fill. And that takes us into section B that we've just discussed. Right, let's go to section C and the end. We're on the ride cymbal. There's some regular patterns there that I don't think a grade 1 student should really have a lot of trouble with. Hopefully you've worked on a foundation course beforehand. Certainly the first bar, this would be very familiar to my students if we're playing 1, 2 and 4. Okay, starts with a crash. 1, 2 and 4. And then the second bar, we've got a little quiver right at the end of the bar. 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1. Okay, so relatively straightforward. Take your time working on that if it is new and work through. Let's look at bar 20. Okay, bar 20, because we're going to play something different. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the snare. And we're going to fill in the ands on the bass drum. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and... Alright. Now here's the thing, before we just finish this piece off. There's a lot going on in this piece. And this is why I would say to you to work on the core rhythm, then work at some of the tricky bars, some of the transitions, and this is one of them. Work on that as well, and do it slowly until you get a feel. And the key is to once you've played that tricky bar, put it into context. In other words, try to play it with the bar previous and the bar after. All right, so rather than saying, oh, I've worked on that bar and then try the whole of section C, or I've worked on this bar, or this little bar here in section B, and then try the whole section. Just put it into context, the bar before, or sometimes a couple of bars before, if that makes more sense, and then the bar that you're working on, so that you can put it into context. Okay, so one last time, bar 20, 1, 2, and then we're into another regular bar, 1, 2, and 4, and then another one that we've just played at the start of section C. Then we're into a tricky bar, 4 to the floor, and I'm going to deal with the hi-hat technique and how to play that in a separate video, because we're going to put them all together. All of the hi-hat techniques from the grade 1 performance pieces, and we're going to look at those and how to play them all in a separate video. But anyway, that's how we're going to play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you'll see that in that separate video. And then we've got to fill the end. Now you've got to watch this, because it's a wee bit tricky. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We'll just play through slowly. We've got a crash there on beat 1 and 2 and 3 and then I think it's fair to say that we can call that a bark between the snare drum and open the hi-hat, finishing on a crash. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Crotchet rest, minimum rest to finish. Alright, and that is Munky Fusic. That's a great little funk piece, and I've done that with quite a few students and they've really enjoyed it. But there's a lot going on. The introduction, section B, rock samba, and then a change to the pattern in section B. Section C, on the ride cymbal, a little bit more steady, but still tricky little bar there in bar 20. The open hi-hat, and then that fill to finish. So there's a lot going on. So just take your time with that, chip away at it, and I hope you enjoy working through funky music and all the other grade 1 rock school pieces. And I hope this helps you to be able to play it, to perform it, and to enjoy doing that. All right, so remember, there's the playthrough of this piece, and also the separate hi-hat technique video that I'm going to put together that's going to encompass all of the hi-hat techniques that we use at grade 1, and that'll help you with this and all the other pieces. In the meantime, make sure to check out the other videos on my channel in relation to where you're at, grade 1, or what I call foundation level drummers, including that one that I mentioned, the samba, rock samba. Okay? I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye.